Hello everyone, my name is Katie and I'm going to be telling you about the research project I did this last summer on the factors associated with the variation of STRONGYLE fecal egg counts in Alberta's domestic horses. Now you may be wondering, what exactly is a STRONGYLE and why are they important? STRONGYLEs are small parasitic worms that are mostly found within the horse's gastrointestinal system as adults, and it is estimated that 80 to 90% of horses worldwide are infected by these worms. Along with being extremely common, strongyles are also very important clinically as their infections are known to cause a wide variety of health issues, including gastrointestinal pain, weight loss, weakening of the immune system, and in some severe cases, even death. My research this summer focused specifically on the province of Alberta due to the large volume of horses here and their importance to our economy. Many Albertan vets and horse owners spend a lot of time and money to ensure that their horses remain healthy, and a vital part of that includes managing strongyle parasite infections. Unfortunately, despite this, there have been no previous studies done to assess the prevalence and variation of strongyle infections specifically in Alberta. Therefore, the objectives of my research was to assess the prevalence and variation of strongyle infections in Alberta's horses and determine which factors are associated with this variation. My methods for this research involved collecting fecal samples from 363 horses across the province. The samples were then processed using a standard technique, and the number of strongyle eggs were counted using a microscope. The number of eggs was recorded and assigned to 3 different infection groups defined by the American Association of Equine Practitioners. The data was then analyzed with RStudio by running a generalized linear mixed model. From analyzing our data, we found that 70% of the horses we sampled in Alberta were infected with strongyles, and in terms of variation, it was found that 52% of horses had a low infection, 10% of horses had a moderate infection, and 38% of horses had a high infection. Now, in terms of what causes this variation, we found that the sex of the horse has significant effect on the strongyle infection, with uncastrated males, known as stallions, having a significantly higher infection than both geldings, which are castrated males, and mares, which are female horses. We also found that the time since the horse was last treated with an antiparasitic drug had a significant impact on strongyle infections, with horses treated more recently having a lower level of infection. Overall, we found that 70% of the horses in Alberta were infected with strongyles, and the level of these infections varied greatly. Most notably, we found that the main factors associated with the variation was both the sex of the horse and the frequency of antiparasitic drug use. This research provides Alberta horse owners with useful and informative information and also provides a sufficient amount of baseline information for more future parasitology studies in Alberta. I'd like to thank everyone in the Poisson Lab this summer who made this project possible and enjoyable, and I would also like to acknowledge those who allowed their horses to be included in this study.